How's it going, everyone? It is Prashan here, and I have the lovely Amanda here, VampX13, and we are going to talk about some Jeff because it is Jeff week. And
Woo!
who doesn't want more Jeff, right?
I
Like
mean,
the key.
I think everyone wants more Jeff. I feel like Jeff is like the new sensation that is sweeping the nation. Jeff is, I know when Jeff arrived too in Marvel Snap, isn't it true that like everyone went off for Jeff? Like everyone was like, whoa, what is this? I need
Well,
this.
Jeff overall is a pretty good card. He can basically
Hmm.
move anywhere he wants, do whatever he wants. So, and the fact that he's
Sounds
like
like
cute
Jeff,
and cuddly
honestly.
too, like no one wants to nerf him. Like, why would you want
Yeah,
to
because
nerf
he's so
Jeff?
cute. Why would you want to nerf Jeff? It's the
Right,
cuteness shield, which is very powerful, I would say.
right.
I
And
I
he's
love Jeff, so I'm with that.
yeah, and he's one of the most popular cards in the game too. His play rate's pretty high. He can win you
Whoa.
tons of games. He could go wherever he wants. He's perfect.
Sadly, I don't have Jeff because Jeff
Oh,
came out at a time that I wasn't really playing, and then I wanted to get back into it just to get Jeff, but then I couldn't get in enough, and I missed the window, and it was really sad because I was just excited for Jeff because I love Jeff as a character. So that was a
mhm.
card that I just wanted in my collection because I was like, I need the Jeff card. I need to have Jeff. And I still don't have Jeff, so maybe this video coming out will inspire me to go and be like, all right, finally I'm gonna get on the Jeff hunt. I'm gonna get this card, buy it if I have to. Is Jeff
Yeah.
expensive? Can you buy Jeff? I guess sometimes he might be in the shop.
He might be in your shop for tokens if you have enough
Mhm.
tokens. Hopefully, you're not token poor. He was recently in the spotlight a few weeks ago. If you had
Oh,
spotlight keys, so he was
yeah.
there. He might be coming back soon again. I'm not sure
Well,
when,
maybe
but
for Jeff week he's gonna be here. Maybe he's
yeah,
here right now. I'm gonna
yeah,
have to look, take a peek. Because, yeah,
yeah.
I definitely need that. Jeff is like this character that I got super interested in through his
Mhm.
Infinity series and then went back and then just like was like, I need everything Jeff in my life. So that is something that I definitely need to do at some
Yeah, you
point.
even have a Jeff with you.
I do. I have Jeff. I have Jeff. This is my plushie Jeff. Um, that I got. I love. He's so handmade. Like look at these little
Oh,
button
nice.
eyes. I love him. Got him off Etsy, and he is my pal. And I even want to get little clothes made for him, just like in the show. There's also going to be a Jeff plushie at San Diego Comic-Con. Time of the recording, I haven't been to San Diego Comic-Con when we're recording this yet, but depending on when this is released, I may have already gone or I may be there right now trying to find Jeff because they're doing a pool party Jeff like from the Infinity series
Oh,
from issue
wow.
1
That's
with the
pretty
little
cool.
swimming ring. Yeah, it's super cool. And and I also have my sweater on today because I love sharks. I've always loved sharks.
There we
So I have
go.
my Jawsome sweater on, which people might know from back when I was on Nerd. I used to wear this sweater all the time. I love this. My mom got me this sweater and I love it. So thanks, Mom.
Yeah, thank you,
Still
mom.
wearing it. Thanks, Mom. But
So we're
yeah,
gonna
so
we're gonna talk some Jeff.
let's talk about Jeff. Let's talk about him. So Jeff is a new character, really. First
Mhm.
appeared in the 2018 run of West Coast Avengers. Although I think Jeff appeared, I think at this point, issue number 7 of West Coast Avengers, I think is from 2019 in terms of when it was released. Don't quote me, don't at me, just guessing off the top of my head. But the series itself is the 2018 series. That's volume 3 of West Coast Avengers. So if you want to check it out, West Coast Avengers, issue number 7, Jeff makes his first appearance. He is found and he is adopted by another amazing person that we've talked about,
Mhm.
Gwenpool,
Yeah.
on the West Coast Avengers team. And much to the frustration of some of the other teammates that she has who are very concerned about Jeff biting them, which honestly, fair. He's a bitey boy. That is true. Right from the get-go, he's also a snacky boy. You can see him being fed in sort of the background in that issue as well, as soon as Gwen brings him back to their sort of headquarters, their apartment. And Jeff is created by Kelly Thompson and Danielle Di Niqualo and is one of my yeah, just one of my favorite characters. There was someone one time that was also mentioning that they were surprised that I liked Kelly Thompson. Surprised to find that out. And I was like, oh, maybe you don't know about my love of Jeff, the land shark. But yeah, I love Jeff the land shark. So Kelly Thompson and I, we would roll together. I like Kelly Thompson. Created my boy. And honestly, all of the recommended reading I'm going to have for you, if you don't like Kelly Thompson, it might be rough because it's all going to be Kelly Thompson.
Yeah.
She really does rep Jeff. Although hopefully Jeff will become a Marvel staple and everyone will also be writing Jeff because I love him so much. He should be in everything, honestly.
Yeah,
I love him.
or
So
like,
Jeff,
at least like an Easter egg, right? You should just be hanging out
yeah.
somewhere, eating, snacking in the background.
Sometimes he is an Easter egg. I have some. So this time I sort of broke it down. We got an origin. We got a little bit of character history, a very little bit because, like I said, Jeff is still really new, so his character history is pretty small. And I also got some fun Jeff facts, and then we'll talk about powers and abilities, and then I'll give you some recommended reading, and
Sounds
even
good.
maybe a little recommended viewing,
Ooh.
which is a little different. So
All right.
yeah.
Some eye candy of Jeff.
A little bit of eye candy. Something to keep your eyes out for when it comes to Jeff. So Jeff first appears, like I said, in West Coast Avengers. His origin is initially kind of mysterious. So he is a land shark, right? And so you might be wondering, what is like the history of land sharks in Marvel Comics? Well, land sharks are also very new. They first appear in West Coast Avengers. And at first, we don't really know where land sharks come from. We just know land sharks, like this little Jeff plushie here, like you can see in the picture behind us. Jeff has feet, so he can walk around on land, but he also has a fin, so he can swim around in the ocean. And that's what a land shark is. And there's a bunch of land sharks in issue number 1 that are basically attacking, and the West Coast Avengers have to deal with them. They call in Clint Barton's Hawkeye to help out. Well, Kate calls him in. And Clint is like, these sharks are going to be back. Like, we beat them, but they have feet. Like, they're coming back. And, you know, I didn't even know land sharks were a thing. Like, land sharks, what are those things? So someone's clearly created them. And we later find out through the series that MODOK created them, who you might also know in that series as Brodock, which is a whole thing. I won't get into it here, but Brodock is pretty hilarious if you want to check out West Coast Avengers. Would recommend. And after defeating the West Coast Masters of Evil, which MODOK is a part of, on that team we have actually MODOK, Lady Bullseye, Madam Mask, we have Eleanor Bishop, Derek Bishop, Eel, Graviton, doesn't get enough love, honestly. And Satana also doesn't get enough love. Hellstrom's sister, or Hellstorm's sister, depending on. And after we defeat MODOK and kind of that team, at least at that point, that is when Jeff is found and is adopted. So it's believed that Jeff would have been with the initial pack of land sharks and is kind of maybe like a straggler. Also, people think that Jeff is a baby. Maybe there's a little card that appears in Deadpool that's like a Jeff like trading card, and Deadpool's like, man, he's already got his own card. That's crazy. And on the card it says that he's tiny, a baby. So we don't know if Jeff is like a young land shark or if Jeff is just a small land shark. So this could be as big as Jeff will ever get.
The baby land shark.
Baby land. I like baby land shark because I think Jeff would also be fearsome if he gets really big.
Yeah.
Like the land sharks, when you see them in issue 1, they're scary.
Oh yeah.
They're scary looking. So he could be fierce.
Unless like it's Jeff with an adjective. Like you just add like Spider-Man. Oh, it's like Amazing Spider-Man, spectacular. Like
yeah,
you just add like another adjective in front of land shark.
Yeah, like the I was thinking the luscious land shark, but I was like, that sounds like he's got like really nice hair. That's what I'm imagining.
Possibly, yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll have to workshop
or
that. Yeah,
awesome land shark or something.
Awesome land shark. Yeah, I was trying to do some what is that called when you have
land shark.
Pardon?
The luxurious land
the
shark.
Luxurious land shark. I was trying to do like, you know, like how we have like Superior Spider-Man. Peter Parker. I was trying to do, what's that called? When you have 2 words and they start with the same letter.
Oh.
I can't think of it now. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
What is that
called? I don't know what it's called. It's not an onomatopoeia.
I thought of onomatopoeia too, but it's definitely not because
It's
that's
not
the
that.
sound effect.
Yeah.
But you can let us know in the comments what that word is.
Luxurious land shark.
Luxurious land shark. Yeah, what's another like cool word that starts with L?
I don't know.
Luscious,
Luscious.
luxurious.
The lazy
Let us
land
know.
shark.
Lazy land. He is lazy. Actually, lazy land shark might fit Jeff. To be real with you.
True.
Um, he is created by MODOK, and that's his whole origin. That's what I got for his origin. That's it.
Yeah.
Adopted by Gwenpool and lives with the West Coast Avengers for a bit. But then after that, Jeff kind of goes around a little bit with a few different allies. So initially with Gwen, kind of like ally, friend, pet sort of vibes. Also ends up partnered for a little bit with Elsa Bloodstone. Appears in Marvel Comics issue number 1000 in a one-page story with Elsa Bloodstone, where Elsa's giving this whole speech about like what she does and she's a monster hunter and like her responsibilities and what she represents. And then she's like, so I need you to like be good because like you could be one of the monsters I could be hunting, Jeff. And then it's just Jeff and he's like, and she's like, I will protect you at all costs. Nothing will ever harm you. Totally charmed by Jeff's cuteness.
Pure cuteness.
Very cute. So there with Elsa, and then ends up with Gwen, shows up as well in Gwenpool Strikes Back, and is basically brought into Gwen's little viewing area on Gwenpool's island to watch when she's fighting against the Hulk. And from there, when Gwenpool is afraid that she's going to basically lose relevance and stop appearing in books, she starts to worry about sort of her longevity as a character. I mean, West Coast Avengers is canceled, and Gwenpool is a character where she has this awareness of what's happening as a comic. So she can do things like know what the page count is, know how many pages are left. When something is canceled, she's like, oh, a book got canceled. Oh, this is what this means for me as a character. So she's very meta in that way, and she's basically like, I don't want something bad to happen to Jeff. I don't want Jeff to disappear. Like, if I disappear, it is what it is. But not Jeff. Jeff must be protected. So she leaves Jeff with Deadpool, because she knows Deadpool is, like, one of the most popular characters at Marvel. Like, he is never going anywhere. Yeah. He'll always be around.
This week in the comic book shop, there's nothing but Deadpool and Wolverine variants on the whole wall.
That's right. So, like, if Jeff's rolling with Deadpool, like, imagine the number of variant covers Jeff could be on. That's exactly the thing. So it's like Deadpool will last forever, but I might be going away for a bit. Little did she know, though, that Deadpool series would actually also only last 10 issues. But, Deadpool himself definitely has longevity. She was right in that. So she leaves Jeff with Deadpool. And Deadpool in that series is also kind of partnering up with Elsa. So then Jeff is kind of with Deadpool and Elsa during that run. At one point, he gets a knife, which is horrifying to imagine. Jeff, he has the knife in his mouth, and he's like ready to fight people with his little knife. It's really cute and also really scary. And then he comes back in It's Jeff, where he's once again with Gwenpool. Yay, reunited. And is also with Kate Bishop there as well. And that's the It's Jeff Infinity comic, which you can read on Marvel Unlimited. It is a Marvel Unlimited exclusive, but if you are really a fan of physical comics and you want to have it in your hands, there is a print that they did of It's Jeff of the first season, I believe. And that's It's Jeff issue number 1. So you can also collect it there. And speaking of variants, there's lots of fun variants for the It's Jeff physical.
One with Spider-Man and Jeff.
I have the one with Namor who's riding the duck, and then Jeff's like coming up in the water underneath. That one's really good.
Oh, nice.
So that's basically kind of where he's at during his adventures in a series. I've read every single issue of It's Jeff, which also I definitely would say it's really fun to read, and they're really fast reads because you just scroll through them like a webtoon. Mm-hmm. He does all kinds of things, but a couple of my favorite stories, there's one where he becomes giant size and he like fights an ant. He becomes small and then he becomes giant and fights this ant, and it's really funny. Pim particles, that type of vibe.
Yeah.
And then there's another one where he fights, or not fights, he teams up with the pet Avengers, and they actually free a bunch of pets that are in a pet store. So cute. So that one's really good. And then I actually read one last night that I really liked as well. There's one with ducks where he befriends some ducks, which is super cute. Okay. And there's another one which is a play on the taco meme. Do you know the taco meme from Avengers Endgame, where Ant-Man wants to help Tony Stark and Hulk?
Oh, yeah.
Professor Hulk. And he's like, what do you guys need me to do? And they're like building like the time machine. Yeah. And they're like, you can just like sit, like, we got this. Like, we don't really need your help, Scott. And Scott's like, oh, and he's just like sitting on the bench. And then Hulk comes over and gives him a taco. It has that whole thing where Hulk is eating tacos and Jeff wants a taco. And Hulk looks over at him and he's like, here's a taco.
So there's actually a variant of Hulk handing out a taco in Marvel Snap. That just
oh my gosh.
It's
coming full circle. This is perfect. Yeah. So there you go. So that was really fun. Yes. So that is basically Jeff's history. He also has teamed up. He has his own sort of little animated shorts on YouTube. So he has one where he teams up with Scarlet Witch on Valentine's Day because he's trying to deliver a Valentine, but he's having some difficulty. He wants to give a Valentine to a mermaid, but the problem is that whenever he draws it and then he goes in the water, it's like
what?
It just dissolves. Yeah, it's wet in the water. So Jeff gets some help from Scarlet Witch and is able to deliver his Valentine to his mermaid friend. Very cute. So, what do we know about Jeff? We know a little bit about his history, his origin. And there's also some fun things to know. So did you know that Jeff actually has kind of a nemesis, I would say, at this point?
He does? Who?
Yeah.
He's
well,
so cute.
He's so cute. Who could it be? It's MODOK. Which I think makes sense when you consider the origin of, like, being a creation of MODOK. He has a lot of feelings about MODOK. Typically in the Infinity series, and it's Jeff, when he's coming up against anyone, it's usually MODOK. In fact, there's even a later issue where there's parade floats for, like, the Christmas parade, I think, in, like, New York. I think that's the thing that happens in New York City. And there is a MODOK float that's going by the window, and Jeff sees it from the window, and he's like, oh, gosh. And he jumps out the window and attacks MODOK as it's floating by, the big float. And then pops it. But there's also a Jeff float. And the Jeff float ends up catching the deflated MODOK. So it's just the deflated MODOK in Jeff's mouth. And I was like, this is the perfect showcase of just how Jeff feels about MODOK. He really doesn't like him. However, he's also chosen to restrain himself when facing MODOK sometimes. So Jeff's not always so fierce and sometimes can have a soft spot even for villains. But I would say MODOK's his nemesis.
Okay. Makes sense.
He loves to swim. He loves to eat. He loves to dress up. And he is very lazy. He doesn't like doing chores around the house. Honestly, who does? And he has an onomatopoeia, too. Speaking of onomatopoeias that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It's myrrh. So that's what his sound effect is. And Kelly Thompson actually said that her inspiration for Jeff was her cat. So some people believe that the myrrh is kind of like a purr sound. So it'd be like, myrrh, like kind of like that sound. But when I read it, I always read it like,
myrrh.
Like that. Yeah, myrrh. Also, Gurihiru is the person that usually draws Jeff in the It's Jeff Infinity comics. And Gurihiru, you may also know, with Gwenpool, also did, I believe, the first Gwenpool series.
Okay.
Anyways, I love their art. But they love drawing Jeff so much that if you actually read other stuff they've done for Marvel, a lot of times Jeff is hidden in the background in places. Like in drawings. They'll be on covers of things. They might be in a picture. So if you are reading anything else that Gurihiru has done in terms of the art, look and see if you can find Jeff. It's a little fun game. See if you can find the Jeff.
Waldo, but with Jeff.
Yeah. There's Spider-Man and Venom, Double Trouble, where Jeff also appears, and Heroes at Home is also another place where Jeff appears. That's not a Jeff-centric or a book where, you know, Jeff normally is as a character, just in the background. When it comes to Jeff's powers and abilities, doesn't really have superpowers, but is a land shark, so
Yeah, that's enough.
that's pretty good. I mean, he can eat pretty much almost anything because he's a shark, but he does still sometimes get tummy troubles because he can eat almost anything. Sometimes his gut is filled with junk, and then he doesn't feel so good. So he can do it, but should he do it? Probably not. Uh, very strong swimmer because shark. And good at creating all kinds of chaos and getting into all kinds of trouble. But also, I would say Jeff is very chaotic good. He is a hero. He does always want to help people, but he does get into some mischief. There's a Thanksgiving dinner where he eats the entire turkey, and then people thought that Kate was trying to serve Jeff because Jeff fell asleep on the plate after eating the whole turkey. And so she takes the thing off, and then everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, are you serving us Jeff?" And then it turns out, no, just Jeff ate the turkey. And then Jeff's asleep. And everyone's like upset, but they're also like, well, Jeff is really cute. So we forgive you, Jeff. So we're getting takeout for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the cuteness is on 10 with Jeff, always.
Yeah, Jeff is super cute. And I feel like Jeff has been super cute since day one. So it's been pretty consistent with the characterization. Honestly, I feel like Jeff's cuteness in a way is kind of a power because I think it allows Jeff to get away with a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That most other characters wouldn't be able to do. He's also stolen like all of the special items of the Avengers at one point, like just decked out. Like we're talking Captain America's shield, Falcon's wings. We're talking Black Widow's widow shooters.
Cape.
Yeah, the cape. Like honestly, oh yeah, Spider-Man's mask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And has also gotten into some, like I said, some hijinks with PIM particles. At one point has a portal clicker. Can create portals. So the other thing is, I feel like if you went up against Jeff, you just wouldn't know what he might pull out because he hangs around a lot of heroes and he definitely is not above like taking their stuff from them, borrowing their things to use them without them knowing.
Unpredictable character. For sure.
Very unpredictable. So when it comes to where you can find Jeff, if you need more Jeff in your life, which honestly, who doesn't? Fair enough. West Coast Avengers, Volume 3 from 2018 by Kelly Thompson and various artists. Deadpool from 2020, which is technically Volume 8 of Deadpool. We've had a lot of Deadpool in our lives. By Kelly Thompson with various artists. And of course, it's Jeff, the 2021 Infinity comic on Marvel Unlimited. Typically right now, Jeff has kind of 2 parts each season, I guess I should say, with like a break in between. So we just finished the first one, which I think ended at the end of March. So there'll be another one that you can expect this winter as well for the continuation, I believe. At least that's what it says at the end. So I'm always hopeful. I'm always nervous when we get to the end of like a run of Jeff comics that they're going to say, and that's the end of the story. And I'm going to say, no. Yeah, but they said we'll be back in the winter, so there should be some winter-themed ones this holiday season. Mm-hmm. And that is also by Kelly Thompson with art by Gurihiru. And also, for a few issues there, we had, I'm going to apologize if I don't say this correctly, Now Fuji, who did, I think, 3 or 4 issues. And then I was like, oh no, does this mean Gurihiru's done doing It's Jeff? But then Gurihiru came back, so... It's all good. And I did like Fuji stuff, actually. It grew on me once I read a few issues of it. But I don't know, man. Just Gurihiru doing Jeff, it doesn't get better than that. It's really one of my favorite bits of art, I think, that we have in the Marvel universe, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I think Jeff too is a good like intro point for like kids in comics.
100%.
You don't have to read words. Like it's just pictures and emotions, and anyone can basically understand what is going on.
I love just the Infinity comics in general for kids. I just think they're so accessible. They're so fun. I love giving like my phone or my iPad, whatever I'm reading on at the time, to a kid and showing them the Infinity comics and showing them it's Jeff, because like they will just scroll through them. They're so easy. And yeah, it is very little words. Like there's almost no language in there. And when there is, it's very simple. It's like no, or like things like that are, you know, something you could teach to a kid or read with them, or that they could just read themselves. Honestly, like kids are pretty smart. So I feel like it's a really great entry point. And then it's also just, if you think the character is super cute or you like the idea of Jeff, they're really fast reads. So you can read, like, I think there's 36 issues. You could probably read all 36 issues of It's Jeff in like, I don't know, like 20 minutes, half an hour. Yeah. You can just scroll through them. Like they're really, really fast reads. And you could also watch Jeff now because, like I said, there is some shorts that he appears in on Marvel HQ over on YouTube called It's Jeff and the Avengers. And it's just little shorts of him having adventures with the Avengers. They're animated, very short. And I'm hoping that one day we'll get an animated series with Jeff. I think he would be a great animated character, and like the merch. I need more Jeff merch. And Marvel could make a killing. Yeah, Jeff hoodies. I know. I could add it to my collection. I could have a whole collection of Shark hoodies, and one of them could be a Jeff hoodie. Marvel, what are you doing?
Jeff Week. Your own Jeff Week of merch. That would be awesome.
Jeff Week that would be amazing. Honestly, Marvel, if you ever want help with merch or anything, I cannot draw, but I have so many ideas for Jeff merch. I love Jeff so much. And just imagine, like, you could get a Jeff like plush, and then you could sell like little outfits. Sometimes he wears different outfits in the series. There's one where he opens a lemonade stand and he's got like a little lemon outfit on, and on the front cover page he has a little lemon hat on his head. It's so cute. Oh,
or you could sell different like costumes of different characters, Marvel characters, and Jeff can just wear it.
Yeah, that would be so good. He also has like a little snowsuit that he wears as well, which is super cute. So so that's basically Jeff. He's it's only been around for a bit, but I think he has the potential to be a long-standing character because I just feel he's so popular even with not having that much in the comics at this point. And I'd love to see him in Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't know if that'll be out by the time this video's up, but that's my one thing that I really want in that movie.
Like a live-action Jeff?
I want a live-action Jeff. Look, Jeff teamed up with Deadpool in a series. You think that would be scary?
I think
it'd be adorable. I mean, it might be a little scary, but I mean, in Deadpool and Wolverine, I feel like you got to work the scary angle. But you have to remember, Jeff is also kind of like a monstrosity. He is kind of a monster.
Yeah, true. But I don't know.
He's cute though.
In comics.
Right. You're like, I don't want him live action. It'll ruin Jeff. Too much.
That'll give me nightmares. Seeing a real life.
I mean, yeah, he could be pretty fearsome. But I just want some land shark representation because there are people that just don't know. Like, I have Jeff, and if I bring my plush somewhere or if I'm showing this to someone, people don't understand that it's Marvel. Like, they're like, that's cool. Like, that's some kids' cartoon thing or something. I'm like, it's Marvel Comics. He's a Marvel Comics character. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, he's friends with, like, Deadpool. And they're like, what?
Really?
Friends with Deadpool.
And then also in Marvel Snap 2, one of the Jeff variants, Gwenpool's actually holding him.
So cute. So cute.
Or is it Elsa?
Yeah. It could be Elsa or it could be Deadpool. I heard as well with It's Jeff, initially the idea was to have Elsa be Jeff's like caretaker and roommate. Like Elsa was going to be in the series with Jeff, but then they decided to go with Gwenpool and reunite the two of them. And then, well, actually, I think initially Kate is the one that appears. And that was because the Hawkeye series was happening, I think. So they wanted to create the synergy between the MCU and the Infinity comic. So I think that's why Kate is there instead of Elsa. But Elsa does make an appearance. She's at the Thanksgiving dinner. So she is in the comic a little bit. But I'd also love that, honestly. I mean, and you know, maybe we will get something because we had Werewolf by Night. We had the Werewolf by Night special, which was really good.
Are you talking about the one shot that recently came out?
Yeah, for the MCU that they did for Halloween.
Oh, no, that one. Okay. The show. Because Because there was a
Yeah,
Werewolf
yeah.
by Night comic that came out last year in October, and it was just one issue. And then I legit combed the internet to see if there was going to be an issue 2, and nothing. So I guess it's just a one and done.
Guess
So
it's
maybe
just
we'll
the
get
one
like the next
issue.
issue in October or something.
I mean, I feel like it would be really cool to just have more Werewolf by Night stuff in general.
yeah,
Because I feel like
for
Werewolf
sure.
by Night is like a underrated character.
Yeah.
And same with Elsa Bloodstone. Like I feel like she's another character you could do so much with her in the MCU, outside of the MCU. And it's just these are characters that I don't know. I feel like they get underrepresented.
Yeah.
So
Except for October.
yeah.
They only come out in October. I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because they're like spooky, but it's like
yeah, it's like whenever
you know,
the pumpkin spice lattes come back, that's when Elsa and Werewolf
that's the
by
time.
Night
They're like,
comes
get
back.
Werewolf by Night out there. The pumpkin spice lattes are back. We need that Werewolf by Night one shot. Get it out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Always
yeah.
the same time.
So that might be a good place, you know? We could maybe see Jeff there. Maybe some Werewolf by Night. Elsa, Jeff gets in the mix. Maybe even Midnight Suns if we do some Midnight Sun stuff. I think that could be a good fit for Jeff if we wanted to have him in some other places. Or, you know, just let Jeff join the Avengers. I feel like that could be fine.
Yeah, you
Put
can
him
just
on the
chill in
roster.
the house, eat the food, raid the fridge.
Yeah. Raid the fridge. Sounds like a sweet job, actually. I feel like Jeff would be a pro at that. They'd be like, do you want to join the Avengers? He'd be like, I'm going to eat all the food.
Yeah, I'll just house it while you guys save the world.
Yeah, I'll watch everything for you.
Yeah.
That'd be
sure.
great. Oh my gosh, now I'm thinking with Blood Hunt, what if we got like a vampire Jeff? I'm not ready.
Ooh, no.
No, is
I
it
don't
too
need
spooky?
a red band Jeff.
Red Band Jeff. The
Not
world
ready
is
for that
not
either.
ready for Red Band Jeff, I'll tell you that much. All right, cool. Yeah, so that's Jeff. Honestly, I think if people are not familiar with this character, they should check him out. He's so fun and it's so accessible. It's like really an easy character to read up on because there's not that much. So
Well, yeah, for
get
sure.
in on the ground floor, and then in 20 years, you can be like, I've read every issue of Jeff's appearance when Jeff's a megastar.
For sure. So thank you, Amanda, again for hanging out, telling us
Thanks
about
for having
Jeff,
me.
wearing your Jeff swag, and bringing Jeff with you.
Yes, my pleasure. Anytime. I love Jeff. I have Jeff. He's one of the emotes actually on my Twitch and in my YouTube.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I love him so much. And then I was actually going to have my artist make a Jeff, my friend Angel, and he was like, I have the picture that you sent me, and I could actually just take him from the picture and turn him into a straight emote. Do you want that? And I was like, that would actually be so cool.
Oh, nice.
So it's literally my plush guy. So if you're ever wondering what that is, if you see the emotes and you see Jeff, this is Jeff. And now you know.
Now you know. The more you know. So
The more
thank
you know.
you guys for watching. Comment down below what character you guys think we should do next. And happy Jeff week. So till next time,
Happy
be
Jeff
safe.
Week.
Keep on snapping, and peace.
Bye.
Snap.